Bring your own guitar, old buddy. Bring your old guitar. We'll talk and drink and laugh and sing, but bring your own guitar.
Where you been, man?
I've been out on the road like crazy. Probably busier than I've been in the last couple of years, just traveling and playing shows.
What's going on? How come? Why are you so busy now?
For some reason, at this time in my life, I'm getting booked a lot to do a lot of live performances for all different kinds of festivals and theaters, and just private engagements where I'm speaking and playing. And
Everyone's heard that you and I are friends now,
Yeah.
and that's elevated your brand.
absolutely,
And now you're the busiest man in show business.
That's probably what it is.
Ever since I come to Third and Lindsley, see you perform, go on my show and rave about it, and now everybody's
And they're all
booking
showing
it.
up, and people are showing up actually. And they said, "I saw you because of Jason."
There it is.
And
there it is.
It does happen. So, but this has been a tremendously busy year for me, more than most. So, just kind of enjoying it, you know.
Well,
Making hay while I
as
can.
you guys know, welcome to BYOG.
Yes.
Bring your own guitar. As Jeffrey Steele and myself, Jeffrey teaches me about music, and we explore the whole musical genre, and he's introducing me to all these different artists, and he's telling me everything about country music and songwriting, and that's why we do BYOG, and we're honored to have Andy Ross in studio
Yeah.
with us today with a brand and a beer and a musical philosophy that fits in with everything we're trying to promote here at BYOG, because you got the God-fearing, patriotic, national anthem singing, light beer, and you explain it better than I do,
amazing
Andy.
story.
Andy, the name of your beer, the theme behind your beer, the theme behind your whole brand, you do it better than I do.
Hey, well, thanks, man. Happy to be here. It's a blessing to be here. Thank you both for having me in.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I've been blessed to do a lot of things. I've turned a lot of passions of mine into business and success. And, you know, the same story we're preaching with the beer and the brand, you know, we were doing 10 and 20 and 30 years ago with, you know, everything I've done. So, you know, it's great to get out there. You got a good message and meet good people. And we're, you know, again, happy to be here, man.
Glad to have you. You've got a unique story that I think a lot of business people, a lot of music people will find interesting. You started a brand and a business and then started a music career to promote your brand and business. Give us the infancy. Take us before the music.
And a lot of people don't know that. I didn't start playing music, you know, on a real level till I was 43 years old.
But had you played earlier in your life?
Played with.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Hey everyone, be sure to visit and subscribe to the BYOG Bring Your Own Guitar YouTube channel. Join Jeffrey Steele and me as we welcome musical guests for unique interviews and performances you won't want to miss.
But bring your own guitar.
So I had a TV show. I had a passion for bow hunting, and you know, I started making my own bows, and I loved to bow hunt. And I couldn't get anybody to shoot my bows that I was making and trying to sell because, you know, Michael Waddell and Lee and Tiffany and all them, they're shooting Matthews and Hoyt and, you know, these big brands. And so I just went on some hunts. I filmed my hunts. I got a cameraman. We edited it up a DVD. And so every time I'd sell a bow, I'd put the DVD in a box and I would ship the DVD with the bow. Well, it landed on the desk of the Outdoor Channel, and the next thing I knew, I had my own TV show, which promoted the bow. The bow company took off as a result of it. But I started my own TV show called Maximum Archery World Tour.
Went for a while too.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
We ran 10 years. And, you know, it was really, in the beginning, just called Maximum Archery. And I started seeing this stuff, man. I started seeing the video games kids were playing. We're going back to 2005, 2008. 2010, and I'm seeing these video games. These X Games are coming out, right? They're doing crazy things with skateboards and bicycles and snowmobiles and motocross. And I'm thinking, why is a young kid gonna want to watch me sitting in a tree going, "Hey, it's Tuesday. we're in Kansas. The wind's coming out of the west. You know, when they got that.
Yeah, all that excitement, right?
So I had this idea. I thought, well, let's change the show from Maximum Archery to Maximum Archery World Tour. And let's treat this like a tour. I'm not a touring musician, but every season I'm on a 7-month tour to make 23 episodes of TV. So we treated it like a tour, and we started filming the travel. We would see, we'd be going through an old town in, Colorado and see, Honey Blonde on tap. Like, hey, we got to go in there and play some darts and have a Honey Blonde and bring the cameras. Well, why not? And almost get in a bar fight and, getting in and out of towns and finding laundromats to do our laundry in. And, so we just filmed the travel and made it. It was like one of the first reality shows. Yeah. And so I thought, well, Maximum Archery World Tour. I took the date, the species, and the location that we were hunting, and I put it across the back of T-shirts, like Van Halen concert shirts.
Oh, yeah, right.
Journey
Wow.
concert
Sure,
shirts.
sure,
Yeah, remember that? It sold out. Da-da-da-da-da. Remember all them shirts? And so we just started treating it like a tour. And I thought to myself, well, I can play a little bit of music. Mm-hmm. I know my way a little bit around this. Why not create some original music since it's Maximum Archery World Tour? Right. I wrote Gotta Go Hunting Blues, Hunt Me Down, Buck of a Lifetime, Blood Trail on a Whitetail. And so I'm writing these hunting songs to use when the intro would start, the credits, in and out of commercials. And all it was like just writing some songs for the show. Here came iTunes. Here came file sharing. Here came other outdoor programs coming.
Timing there.
Yeah.
That's pretty good timing.
And other outdoor programs, other hunting shows said, hey, can we use some of your music on our show? And all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. Then Nashville called. Uh-huh. People called up, national touring artists called up. Hey, we love to bow hunt. We'd love to go on your show. And if you're ever in town, you want to write one, let's write one. I'm like, write one? Wow. That what a blessing that was, right?
Oh, that's so Nashville.
It is.
And there's so many bow hunters in Nashville, like Neil Thrasher. There's a bunch of guys that love
a bunch of them.
Shooting and that's so Nashville to say, let's write a song.
Is there something about hunting though, and just being the quiet that it takes that it helps a songwriter where you're thinking out there?
I think, would you agree to that? I mean, I think so.
You got that downtime and also, creating TV, creating music, the creativity part of making a show helps, to be creative, to write music. But they just wanted to bow hunt. Honestly,
there's a
hey, do you want to write one? Was
hunter songwriters here in Nashville.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And a lot of them couldn't do it. Even Jeff Fisher reached out to me, the coach of the Titans. Wanted to come on the show, and I came to town and was on. We were just talking. I was on the sideline for the Monday Night Football when they played Peyton Manning and the Colts, and Hank Jr. saying the national anthem.
Sure.
I about got hit by that falcon that was flying around. I don't know what the hell that was all about. But I was sorry to see Jeff go, man. It killed my tickets. It killed my ability for Titans games.
Yeah.
But I wrote the music and. I took advantage. I came to town. Yep. I was not going to say no to that. And
hold on, when you say where were you living? Where?
I was living in Kansas City. That's why I used to read your column growing up. I always read your column in Kansas City, and that's how I knew you. When someone said, "Do you know Jason Whitlock?" I'm like, "Well, of course I know Jason Whitlock. I read every column he put out growing up as a Chiefs fan." And I came to town, and I got to write with some artists, but I wrote with a band that I absolutely love and some of my best friends on the planet now called the Davison Brothers Band. Wow. And they were being produced by Doug Grau. Yeah, well, Doug Grau put together Little Texas. He handled, worked with Travis Tritt. Mm-hmm. He was Warner Brothers Nashville. Yeah. Jeff Foxworthy produced the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
That's right.
And so I write this song called Necky Red.
With Necky Red.
Necky Red. Yeah.
Necky Red.
I said something about somebody because I
hear that. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Necky Red.
We got to get a chorus in that now.
I told Donnie Davison, I said, man, you're such a red, you're Necky Red or something like that. He said, what'd you say? I said, Necky Red. I said, let's write that. So I write this song. And I met him in Losers, is where I met the Davison brothers, where everybody meets everybody, it seems to be. And so we write the song, and he says, Chris Davison says to me, he goes, why don't you let Doug Grau take you into the studio and record it? And I'm like, well, why would Doug Grau, producer, awards, platinum records, come to the studio with me? They said, well, we wrote it with you. We'll come in and play on it. he's a great guy. And we went in and recorded Necky Red, and Doug looked over to me one day, and we were in the studio finishing up, and he goes, why don't we just make a record? He said, I'll put you with some writers. Let's just make a record.
Yeah.
And introduced me to Porter Howe because he handled Little Texas.
Little Texas, yeah. Yeah.
That's how that all started.
That's so fantastic. I got a long history with them, and like we were talking before
Yeah.
about what great guys all of those
All of
guys
them.
in that band are, and they're
Talent.
still out doing it and kind of having a resurgence in their career, like 20 years after they had a career, right? They're back out and doing their thing, but great guys.
Yeah.
That's just fantastic.
So we wrote, I think Porter, I think when I play live and I have a 14, 16 song set list, probably 80% of the songs on the set list are songs that I wrote with Porter. Most of the songs, 80, 90% of the songs I've written that have traction on radio and across the, the internet and streaming, I wrote with Porter. He's been a real blessing to my
That's
music.
so cool.
And I thank him for it every day.
I was going to say they're the only band that probably had they had 6 guys in the band, and 2 of them were named Dwayne.
Yeah, Dwayne O'Brien and Dwayne Probst.
You don't find many Dwaynes.
And-
Dwayne Allman, maybe, right?
Yeah,
like maybe
there we
one,
go.
but not 2 in one band.
And them 2 Dwaynes are about as different as you can
And
get, too.
And so when you decide, hey, I'm going to start singing,
Yeah.
do you go to a voice coach? Do you start?
Oh, man.
You just
do what you do.
I say this to myself as a compliment. I think I sing Andy Ross songs better
good.
than
Like,
anyone
really
else.
good? Yeah.
Yeah, but man, I'm not going to win at karaoke night. I'm just not going to win the contest. One of the great things about my music, and I think my life, my business, and everything. I mean, I know what I am and what I'm not, and fans love to have us out. We play all over. I mean, we got booked. We're headlining the 250th anniversary of the United States Army at Fort Campbell next week.
Oh, that's
now, how
amazing.
cool is that?
That's
And you don't get those
amazing.
gigs because you're not wanted. But
That's right. You're right.
yeah,
You're right.
and I stay in my lane.
And your lane and expertise seems to be branding. It's like your brand,
Yeah.
and that's all you're hyper focused on. Is that all musicians, or is that,
Well, he just said something that I touched on. I think last time we talked together, you and me. You said you sing Andy Ross songs better than anybody.
I'm good at them.
And my dad, when I was first starting to get into country music, my dad and my mom used to come out and see me sing, and I got really good at singing Merle Haggard songs. Really good.
Yeah.
And my dad would come by dancing with my mom, and they danced by, and my dad would just put his thumb up. He go, "Sounds great, son." Yeah. And then he'd come around a second time, and he goes, "You're only ever going to be the second best Merle Haggard."
That's
But
true.
that's such a, like, to people out there, especially young kids coming up.
Yeah.
What an important thing to hear that you know that, and I think that plays into the branding and everything. Like, sing the best Andy Ross song that you can.
And
right?
I've
Like,
tried, you can imagine with somebody like Porter helping you. I've tried to write some top 40 country songs.
Yeah,
and
like what they do, but
it
you
don't work.
And then you do what you do.
Yeah, I got to stay in my lane, and I'm just thankful I have a lane.
Do you think that speaks to the branding of everything you've been able to do with the rest of your
Well,
stuff?
it's stronger than that. So to continue on the story, so I have the hunting show.
Yeah.
I'm doing music. I'm getting asked to play a lot of music. I can't really take advantage of the playing opportunities and still film the show. So after 10 years, I decided that the girls were prettier at the concerts than they were, most hunting camps. So I decided I'm going to do this music thing. And not really knowing what I was, getting into. But I had a song I wrote with Porter Howe called American Rebel. And it went viral as a patriotic anthem, landed me on Counting Cars, where Danny built me the Second Amendment muscle car, the Cold Dead Hand Corvette.
Yeah.
And so I got this, this visibility on the History Channel. That really gave the music a shot in the arm. So this song, American Rebel, goes viral as a patriotic anthem. And I'm with Doug Grau. Doug's been with me ever since, right? Wow. And I have a friend who's an entrepreneur named Corey Lambrick, and he's a big-time entrepreneur. And I was with him in Arizona, and I played him the rough cut to American Rebel. And he said, "Andy," he said, "that's a brand." He said, American Rebel is a brand. It's America's patriotic brand. He said, that song's the mission statement for the brand, and that's a brand. And I said, Doug and I were just talking, because we were talking about how we made money when we sold CDs, and we made money when people would download from iTunes. But this streaming thing that's starting to happen doesn't have the same revenue model. Even though more people, by far, hundreds of times more people are listening to the music, but the revenue's way down. And we were talking about, me and Doug were talking about, trying to monetize the music. Well, we introduced American Rebel. We introduced a line of concealed carry clothing, backpacks, coats, jackets. We moved into gun safes. We're one of the largest manufacturers of gun safes, in the market. And I always said, I want, American Rebel is America's patriotic brand. They would say, well, you're a gun safe company. I said, no, we're America's patriotic brand. I want to see American Rebel beer. I want to see American Rebel tools. I want to see American Rebel motor oil. I want to see American Rebel pool cues. I want Susie to go up to Mom and say, Mom, what's Dad want for Father's Day? And she says, honey, he wants anything with American Rebel on it. And so we got around to introducing the beer, American Rebel Light. Took advantage of a opportunity that another major beer brand kind of left a hole in the market. And we jumped right in that space and introduced America's patriotic, God-fearing, Constitution-loving, national anthem-singing, stand your ground beer. And just to add to this great American success story of chasing the American dream, of February of 22, we're a publicly traded company on NASDAQ.
Wow.
So I'm actually, I go to rock and roll camp on the weekends. And then I come back during the week, and I'm actually the CEO of a NASDAQ public company. Wow,
that's
pretty
amazing.
Let's go all the way back to, did you grow up in the Kansas City area?
Born and raised in Chanute, Kansas.
Chanute, Kansas.
Isn't
there Air Force Base there? Or Chanute, Kansas?
No, when I grew up there wasn't much there, about 8,000 people.
All right, so that sounds pretty modest. It doesn't sound like you probably weren't on Harvard's recruiting list or anything like that. Did you ever imagine?
Man, I'll tell you, man. I used to run from this, but I don't run from anything in my past anymore. I mean, I was a handful. I was in trouble. I was in a little bit of trouble growing up. I didn't finish high school, let alone go to college, let alone go to Harvard. So I was out of school my junior year of high school.
What kind of trouble?
Well, mainly I just didn't go very much.
Sounds like me.
I just didn't. I don't know. It just, I got in some trouble in school, and I ended up in military school. I went to Wentworth Military Academy for a couple of years in Lexington, Missouri.
Yep.
And came out of there. And then when I moved to Kansas City, the schools in Kansas City were going to make me repeat like my junior year or something, and I just went and got my GED. And it's everybody asked me, if you had it to do over again, would you do it different? And I'm like, well, I wouldn't want to. If it wouldn't change where I've ended up, the answer is yes. I would treat school a lot different. If I knew what I knew today, I would have taken every one of them nerd band classes they taught. I would have taken vocal music. I would have went into the marching band if it would have helped me musically. I didn't take any of those classes in school, and they're free. They're all free. I guarantee you the Little Texas guys, they took all those classes. Sure. They took all those band classes.
Mm-hmm. So are there people in Chanute that maybe you hear from, I don't know, Facebook?
Every day.
That they're like, Andy Ross?
Every day.
Publicly traded company, CEO? Yeah. Andy Ross? You never came to 8th grade class. What do you
I hear from them and see them every day. We just played last weekend. We just played Bristol Motor Speedway. Wow. And they interviewed me at the race, and I play a lot of races. I played the Coca-Cola 600 Memorial Weekend, the NASCAR race. And they see it on TV, and they call. And a lot of them reach out to me. It seems to be like my Chanute friends and people I know from Chanute. I think Facebook Messenger is their medium of choice to reach out to me, which is the one I'm on the least, right? So I go look at it about once a month, and I got 87 messages, and 15 of them are from people from Chanute.
Andy, we did time together in the Juvenile Detention Center. You remember me?
No, we probably did some time together in Mr. Dillman's office, though. I guarantee you that. Woo! I think that was just a class for me. The principal's office was like just a class for me. I got one time I got in school suspended. They're like, why why out of school suspend him? He don't want to be here anyway. Let's in school suspend him. And I had to go like sit in this closet all day for 3 days. And they had my books, my closet, and just sitting in this little room. They thought, don't send him home.
So when did you figure out, like, hey, this is what I want to do? Because it sounds like as a young person, you kind of didn't know what you want to do other than mischief. When did you figure?
But I always, a lot of people that, and you'll know a lot of kids like this, and we may feel this in the room. A lot of people will say, and I'm not saying this about myself, but a lot of people will say, well, school just bored him. His mind's going too fast. He's too creative. He's down the road, and school was just boring for him. And that may or may not be. I don't know. I had a problem, maybe listening a little bit, and I did get bored in school. I daydream a lot. I still, my mind drifts. I daydream, and I could go home right now, and if I started watching TV, I'd create something more fun to watch in my mind probably, and
that's probably it right there.
Yeah, I won't even remember what I'm watching. Yeah. I have a hard time reading. I mean, I can read, but I can't. You give me a book, and I could like start to read the half page, and you'd ask me what I read, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I was thinking about next weekend.
Something while I was reading.
I was only reading it because you made me. I was thinking about something else. So it's
that's so great.
I give this analogy like I would have fun building a doghouse right now. If you gave me a piece of paper, I'd draw the plans and get the stuff. And if you wanted to go, cook something in the kitchen, go make something, right? I'd have fun. I'd have fun writing a song. I'd have fun shooting a video. But if you think about it, you're just creating. If I build a doghouse, what do I need? A hammer. I need nails, some shingles. You have certain. If I'm gonna build a song, I'm gonna need a melody. We're gonna need some lyrics. We're gonna need a beat. If we're gonna go in the kitchen, we're gonna need some flour. We're gonna need some eggs. At the end of the day, you're just putting something together.
Yep.
The doghouse may not turn out good, and we may throw it on the fire. And we've written a lot of songs that probably ended up in the trash can.
Yep.
They don't all turn out, but it's still building something.
And the fun of doing it.
It's the creativity of doing it. Yeah.
Don't forget to check out and hit that subscribe button for the BYOG Bring Your Own Guitar YouTube channel. Jeffrey Steele and I are hosting awesome musical guests with one-of-a-kind interviews and performances. Trust me, you're going to love it.
Bring your own guitar.
And so now you're trying to build this everything for men, patriotic men brand who I mean, you've made it this far. I'm trying to think, what would be the analogy or what brand is similar? And it doesn't have to be in the male lane, but just I love your vision of just like men, if your dad wants something for Father's Day, make it American Rebel.
And we're going to do a Rebel girl line too. We're not leaving the girls out. We just haven't got there yet. I've been told that one of the big trending things in beverage is wine in cans. That girls want to throw a can of wine in the cooler and go to the lake and go to the cookout or the tailgate, just like men. But they like to drink wine, but they don't really want to take a big glass bottle. And I guess there's a couple companies that have put a wine. There's all kinds of opportunities out there. And I'm not dead set in being in beverage either. We do gun safes, we do concealed carry, backpacks, coats, jackets. I'd like to do grills. I'd like to do a lot of things. But what we're doing right now is all working. The safe thing is kind of strange because we make real high end safes. We don't make the safes you would find at Walmart. Our safes are $3,000 to $20,000. They're fire rated, really nice 2-stage automotive paint. Have a factory in Provo, Utah. But they're not the easiest thing. Like if you said, hey, you're my friend. Hey, can you hook me up with a safe? I'd be like, man, I'd just soon give you the money and let you go buy one. I mean, golly, hook you up with it. How do you ship one safe? First of all, they're going to put it in a truck, and it's going to get moved to this truck and this truck. It's going to get hit with the forklift. It's going to get damaged. The freight's going to cost as much as the safe anyway. So I have a hard time hooking you up. I mean, we sell safes to big stores, sporting goods stores. Safe stores, gun stores that buy semis, they'll buy a semi load of safes, or maybe a half a semi, and the semi will go direct from the factory to that dealer to that dealer. You can't just ship these, 1,200, 1,800 pound, 800 pound things, like you're shipping, popcorn. So safes, it's been a good business for us, but it doesn't move as fast as the brand. The brand's more powerful than the safes,
Right.
than the line.
Right.
So we're like, we need something that appeals to everybody. I mean, I joke, but I'd love to be selling popcorn, cotton candy. That's why I love the Black Rifle Coffee guys. That was brilliant coffee. You can ship it by the pallet. You can ship it UPS. You could ship a small bag of it. I can't ship a safe like that.
You can't ship just one little thing. And
So we're trying to get into things that that we can feed out into the market because the brand is really strong.
Yeah.
The brand is really strong.
It's fantastic. All wrapped in music.
Yeah,
I
all
love-
came from a song.
Tell me that you've got obviously the Andy Ross deal and your music only you can do. What are your musical influences? Who influence may be the wrong word but your favorite artist. What do you like listening to?
Well, first, I have a brother that's 6 years older than me and a sister 6.5 and a sister that's 5 years older than me. So when I was growing up and my friends were listening to the Partridge Family,
You got all there.
I was Bob Seger and the
was me.
Rumors album
We're
came
a
out,
lot
Fleetwood
alike
Mac
in
and
that
Steve
respect.
Miller and
Yeah.
golly, Joe Walsh's stuff. I mean, all that stuff came
But
out.
you were hearing all their stuff. That they
I was
had,
the only all my
stealing their
friends-
records and
Oh,
that was me.
hiding in the back seat. And Chanute, what you did for fun is you drug Main. You just went up and down Main Street.
Yeah.
So they'd take me out till like 9, and then they'd make me go home, and I'd sit in the back seat. And we had 8-track tapes, and then it went to cassettes, of course. So I listened to all that growing up early. But even now today, I love the Black Crowes, and kind of love that rock and roll. That still got a little boogie woogie in it and a little blues in it.
Yeah.
And there's those songs, those country songs that
You ever
come
been
along.
to a Jeffrey Steele concert?
Oh, man.
That sounds like a
man.
boogie woogie.
Jeffrey Steele's the only guy on the planet. First of all, he sings the paint off the wall, and plays like, it's unbelievable. And but I've never seen anybody play a song and right in the middle of the song go, "Hey, has anybody said a prayer here today? Everybody bow your heads," and goes into about a 2-minute prayer. Amen. Right back to the song. I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I love doing that.
I got to catch that concert you just did with Brady and
Yeah,
Porter.
it was so fun.
And
in the moment of that charity, it was it just
Yeah.
seemed like the right thing to do. And I usually start with it, but
Yeah.
I said I forgot to brag. I need to stop the song. Say my prayer.
I've got a song I wrote called "Faith Over Fear," and
wow.
so it's a Andy Ross gospel song, and you see there on my vest in that picture it says "Faith Over Fear" over here on the side, right where by the neck of the guitar is. It's kind of covered.
Oh,
up
yeah,
there.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
see it
yeah.
says "Burning Patriotic Fuel" over on the other side, and I always use that song because it gives me an opportunity to preach for about 15 seconds, and then say, "Look, I'll make you a deal. I'm going to stop preaching to y'all, but you are going to hear one Andy Ross gospel song."
Good.
And we lay into Faith Over Fear. So
It's so good to hear.
it's always good to use your your visibility to be a witness.
So
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
how long ago did you start American Rebel? How long ago? Because it seems so perfectly timed for right now.
Yeah.
But it seems like you were ahead of the curve.
We were kind of ahead of the curve. We did it we started in 2015 when the song came out on the Time to Fight record, and so 2015 was the official incorporation date of American Rebel. But if you go back to my Andy Ross logos, my American Rebel logo, go back to my Maximum Archery World Tour logos and the Maximum Archery logo, they're all the same color scheme throughout the show. It's the same message, the same vibe, the same thing. Chasing the American dream, pro-Constitution, pro-Second Amendment.
Yeah.
It's the same message we've been sharing. Now, the political environment of today has kind of made what we've been doing seem like we're trying to ride a bandwagon or something.
Right,
We're
like
trying-
right away, but you've been on it.
We're just doing the same thing
Yeah.
we've always done, and the politics kind of moved into our space, or we melted into that space. However you want to say it, but the message is the same. We didn't invent the message because it was the popular thing to say today. We've been doing it a long time.
You're not distancing yourself from the politics, though. It seems like you're pretty supportive of President Trump.
Well, I'm very supportive of President Trump and had the opportunity to have dinner 3, 4, 5 weeks ago at Mar-a-Lago, which was really cool. I'll say this to step away from, everybody assumes I'm right of Rush Limbaugh and conservative and everything.
I'm right of Rush Limbaugh, but go ahead.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you. But what I am saying, what I would like to say, even though I'm very far to the right, very conservative, I also believe that 60-70% of people are pretty like-minded. They put the far left on TV, they put the far right on TV, and they're this far apart. Therefore, it creates good TV. I'm not going to sit here and say, even though I'm as far right as I am, I will not sit here and say that a person who maybe didn't vote the way I voted can't be a patriot. They might believe 80% of what I believe. We may only be 10, 15% apart, and I can get along with that person pretty well. But there are extreme sides to both parties, and I'm gonna march to the beat of my drum no matter what anyone says. But I think where it comes to me is that that finding that perfect blend of how strong right I am and how I feel politically, and then that love thy neighbor, know. So how do you trying to juggle that? I'm not going to just completely.
I just love how you just say you march to the beat. Certain things you said today that are just stand out to me. Like, you're marching to the beat of your own drum, which is, hear a lot of people say that, but I feel like in this climate that we're in right now too, that the biggest minority is the individual.
Yeah.
Right now, doing his thing, the things that make America truly great. Americans doing their thing, figuring out who they are, and chasing those things.
Yeah.
Risking failure, risking all things to figure out what that is, and I just keep hearing that as a thread throughout everything he's saying.
You got to do it.
I love it, man. I love it.
I had someone ask me the other day. They said, "Wouldn't it be great if you could predict the future?"
Yeah.
And I said, "You know what? I am pretty certain I can tell you what the future holds, what the future is going to be. I can tell you what the future is going to be like." And he's like, "No way." And I said, "I think I can. What's the future going to be like?" I said, "It's going to be about like it's always been." That's how it's going to be.
It's going to change.
It's going to be opportunity.
Something's going to change.
It's going to be opportunity mixed with difficulty.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's going to be, taxes
Absolutely.
are going to be too high. It's going to, winter's coming.
Yeah.
Golly, it's cold, man. We should stop raining. Boy, we sure could use some rain,
Yeah.
It's going to be about like it's always been, You're going to get up, you're going to get smacked in the face, and you keep trying, you work hard. It's not a lot different,
Yeah.
You help crystallize my actual sincere thoughts. Although I am to the right of Rush Limbaugh, but more than anything, what I am is, and again, you don't have to get dragged into my stuff. We can just talk about what an idiot I am. But what I mostly am, I can't take people that benefit from America but don't love America or aren't patriotic. That's my line in the sand.
Man,
I don't like
amen.
those people.
Yeah.
That,
Tough one. It's a tough one to take. It's a tough one to take.
because we all benefit from it. It's. I'm certainly, and Jeff, my memory's a little bit fuzzy, but just listening to Andy's background, knowing my own background, I know the opportunities that have been presented to me here in America, and I know where I started out, nothing.
Yeah.
And I know in virtually no other country could I have what I have and been able to build other than here in America. And when I hear people...
And it was about you being you, right?
Yes.
Figuring out who you were,
and,
right?
But
right?
that's the thing that you're hitting on the other thing, because I was just thinking about this yesterday. It's just like how much America has changed in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's like there was
sir.
a way I went about being a man that they've made out of style or seem to be trying to make out of style.
Yeah.
And that's what frustrates me more. And so when I listen to music, that's why I keep leaning more and more into country. It's masculine. And a lot of this other music is very feminine. It's very victim-y. And it's just fingernails on a chalkboard for me.
Yeah, I get it. I completely get it. I see too, like when I see the result of what's been happening in the world too, and you look around and you say the hard part of like defending our country is that they're allowed to do all these things. They're allowed to have these freedoms to do that if they want to do that. And I think that must be the hardest part of anybody who's ever had to serve, or you know what I mean, in that respect, where they you know you're fighting for the freedom of that nation, which means that anything goes, and you're fighting for all the bad stuff too. But that's part of the thing. But it gets, for me, it just gets back to you. The whole thread of everything you've said today is it gets back to who you are and what you've had to do and how you found who you are just by walking crooked, walking straight, tripping and tripping and stumbling, flying high, and that's what it's all about.
And you run into good people. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for meeting Doug Grau. I certainly wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for Corey Lambrick.
Yeah.
He runs the business of running the business. He's got so much public company DNA, and he saw something in me and wants me out front. He always says we're not getting our money's worth out of you unless you're on the road. Because when you're on the road, good things happen. We meet people, we meet opportunities, all these things happen. Yeah. He's like, where are you going this week? Yeah. And they don't care where I go or what I do. I mean, they just want me out, being the brand and helping create the products and the design, the look, the feel. And Corey, really does run the back end of the business. I always say he runs the business of doing the business. And so I've got a lot of people have stepped in my way. It's like my band. I mean, we kill it out there, but it's Jamie Lee Thurston, Doug Cahan, Cliff Thompson, Mark Sutton. I mean, I got some players. I got players in my band that
so good to see a lot of them. They're all
friends
of mine.
They're guys that a lot of people that especially when I was really new to music and stuff, don't have the opportunity to play with. Yeah. But Doug Grau, right? Porter Howe, right? Yeah. They took the project on. They started, actually my guitar player for many years, Jamie Lee Thurston, who's out here today, he came to me from Porter. Him and Porter write a lot together, and they've played a lot of things together, done a lot of things in music together. So I mean, I had this great band that was, kind of picked and put together that far exceeded my music ability. Yeah. I'd like to think over the years I've caught up a little bit.
But, don't you think too that this is kind of a random question, but that alone as a musician now, because you're a musician too and a songwriter, but having those guys around you makes your creative thing.
Oh yeah,
it makes you want. It's like being a fighter in the ring. Like you want to stay on. You know what I mean? You don't want that level to drop. You want your level to stay up because you're playing with guys that are just fantastic. Yeah, that just know their way around it. And I know that's always been one of my things, like to keep myself surrounded with amazing musicians that can smoke me off the stage.
That's why I like to eat at good restaurants. That can serve me food at my level. That's kind of my deal with restaurant. But we got a saying where I grew up: don't talk about it, be about it. You keep talking about how great the band is, and this and that. You guys gonna play some music here or what?
Man, I'd love to play some.
Let's go.
Awesome. Let's hear the music.
BYOG.
Count it up, Doug. Or Jamie. Calling all you hippies and outlaws, calling all you suits and ties, calling all you prima donnas, got a little wild child trapped inside, calling all you cops and robbers, cowboys, Indians, and sidekicks too. Hey y'all, do me a favor, man. Cut loose, everybody's got a little rebel in them. Come on, everybody, holler, it's alright. Everybody's got a little devil in them. Help me raise a little rebel hell tonight. Oh, yeah. I'm calling all you men and women, gather around you boys and girls. Calling folks from all religions, all around this great big world. Give me your high and mighty, give me your meek and mild. lovers, fighters, truckers, and bikers, saddle up. Let's ride. Everybody's got a little rebel in them. Come on, everybody, holler, it's alright. Everybody's got a little devil in them. Help me raise a little rebel hell tonight. Oh, yeah. No matter what you're tired of, stand up. If you're done with the bullshit, scream, yeah! Everybody's got a little rebel in them. Come on, everybody, holler, it's alright. Everybody's got a little devil in them. Help me raise a little rebel hell tonight. Everybody's got a little rebel in them. Come on, everybody, it's alright. Everybody's got a little devil in them. Help me raise a little rebel hell tonight. Everybody's got a little rebel in them. Come on, everybody, it's alright. Everybody's got a little devil in them. Help me raise a little rebel hell tonight. Oh, BYOG, come on. So you know, a lot of people, including myself, have written songs about the flag. The late, rest his soul, Toby Keith. Many people have written great songs about the flag. But one day I was sitting around and watching some stuff on the news and on TV that just didn't set right with me, and I thought, what if the flag could write the song? Instead of writing a song about the flag, what if the flag wrote a song about us and what it sees? And I called my buddy Porter Howell, and he was out on the road doing his little Texas show, and he said, "Yeah, man, I'll be home Monday. Let's write that Tuesday." And so I love the way it turned out. So we're going to do that for you. It's called "I Stand for You." I fly high above this courthouse lawn, red, white, and blue. I stand for you. From up here I've seen it all, good and bad times too. I stand for you. And I've seen first kisses, desperate wishes, beauty queens and old sons of bitches, counting their blessings, living where they do. I've seen this town in trouble, fights and struggles. You all pull together and help one another. There ain't nothing that you can't get through. It's what we do. You stand for me, I stand for you. Put your faith in family, friends, and God, freedom and truth, and I stand for you. And I'll fly forever, I'll never stop. I love the view, I stand for you. And I've seen first kisses, desperate wishes, beauty queens and old sons of bitches, counting their blessings, living where they do. And I've seen this town in trouble, fights and struggles. You all pull together and help one another. There ain't nothing that you can't get through. that's what we do. You stand for me, I stand for you. May no man ever take me down. May my stars and stripes never touch the ground. I stand for you. I stand for you. You stand for me. I fly high above this courthouse lawn, red, white, and blue. I stand for you.
That's a great song. Wow. How long ago did you write that?
Coming up on a year.
That's powerful. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So it'll if someone else comes along and cuts it, it'll probably get the wind behind it needs. But I'm honored to have wrote it, and it really goes over well every time we play live for sure.
Yeah, that's a great song. Thank you guys.
You bet. It's
Thank
been
you.
fun, man.
Appreciate you guys coming over.
Let's do it again.
Awesome. We will.
Tomorrow. Too much fun.
Bring your own guitar, old buddy. Bring your old guitar. We'll talk and drink and laugh and sing, but bring your own guitar.